All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know how the vibes is, man. Let's take it from the top. What it do, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, Young Bo Easy. I would like to welcome you to the show. You are now tuned in to Knicks and Dimes. Man, listen, we got the final preseason game, man, and I'm talking about this is the perfect way to end it all, man. But guess what, man? If you wasn't watching, 4-0, man, for the preseason, man. Stop playing with these people, man. Stop playing with the Knicks. Man, stop playing with us, man. Listen, very, very great game, man. That was a phenomenal game. It taught us a lot of things. And I'm definitely going to get right into it, man. I ain't trying to waste no time. Score 115, 113. I'll give you one spoiler, man. It was a buzzer beater. I mean, by none other than Julius Randle. And man, if you watch this game, you know how intense this was. It would be a spoiler if you didn't watch the game, man. But let's get into it. We're gonna cover the stats to start off. Derrick Rose 28, 3 and 6, plus 20 on the plus minus. Julius Randle 21, 10 and 2, minus 1 on the plus minus. Should have been worse, man, but you'll get to understand that as the game goes. But that fourth quarter, man, was just brilliant, man. And we'll get into it. RJ Barrett 18.66 boards, man, 0 flat on the plus minus. Kemba 12, 3 and 6, minus 20 on the plus minus. Probably got out of at the third quarter. We'll get more into Kemba's situation and you'll understand why that translates the way it does. Obi 9, 8 and 3 plus 18, and Grimes 6, 6 and 2 plus 16. All right, so to start off the game, man, you'll get an idea of why the situation was what it was. As far as these plus minuses go for some of these players that stood out on the stat sheet. Um, Taj Gibson started off the game. The first 4 minutes he was in foul trouble, had the two fouls real quickly. Mitch Robinson made his appearance today, and that's something that we definitely going to get into earlier. But let's just say he got more minutes than he definitely expected. Coming in, everybody knew he would be on a minute restriction. He was supposed to be, but Mitch got way more minutes than expected. Next, man, we first quarter, man, we just could not get the offense going. We couldn't match Washington's energy at all. It was just really, really. We just couldn't match their energy. They came out, maybe the couple losses that they got, was getting to them, and they just came out with a different fire, and they came to play at the end of the day, and they came to play, you know, it being their last game also going into the regular season, you can see why they're coming in with that type of energy. But we just could not match it in the first quarter. We ended the first quarter with somewhat of the right energy, but we still was down by 11. So 15 points in the first quarter, which is horrible, man. Worse than last game where we had 20 points. I thought last game we could definitely build off of that. I didn't think we could get worse as far as how many points we could score in a quarter. But that's what these games are for. 15 points in the first quarter, man. It was just not a good look, man. So maybe trying Mitch, and Mitch getting in there much earlier than expected. I'm pretty sure if Taj didn't get into foul trouble, we probably wouldn't saw Mitch until late first quarter, early second. But maybe trying to get Mitch into the flow of things. Grimes also was in that lineup after a little bit further in the first quarter. So maybe trying to get those two people into the flow of the offense. Grimes only playing 4 minutes in prior games, and they were like garbage time or something like that. That's probably why the offense was so stagnant. But we ended off in an 11-point hole, and second quarter things took a little turn. A lot of good energy, both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? But the shots, it just wouldn't go down. shots would not go down for us at all, man. And Quick bailed us out with a little three off the glass, like trying to one of those trying to draw a foul kind of situations. And Quick is somebody that I'm definitely going to get into moving forward. But as far as Mitch goes, who I said I would definitely come back to, man, Mitch looked great. Mitch looked phenomenal, man, especially on the offensive boards and the strength, putting on 40 pounds of muscle and whatnot, man. Mitch looked great. I have no complaints towards Mitch. As far as this game goes, it was phenomenal. Like I was happy with everything that I saw. Only thing is he's falling too much for me. Yeah. Like I need you to stay off the ground, big fella. Like just come on, baby. Like get up. He's falling too much. I don't need every time he falls, I'm him being injured so much. I'm like man, bro. Like we can't be having this right now. So it's just that type of situation. So he just needs to get off the ground. Kemba on defense is gonna be to our detriment. Aaron Holiday was having his way with Kemba. Um, it was just it balances it out. It balances out because Aaron Holiday couldn't guard Kemba at all either. So in that type of situation, it balanced out. Um, but these tough guards that we're going to have to play in, it's a point guard heavy league, and we're going to have guards that we're playing that know how to get into the paint, and these aren't even top-notch guards. So this is something that we definitely got to worry about. This is a part that we definitely got to tighten up in. Um, we got to get in situations where we can stop that penetration and make sure it's not a situation where they can get lobs and. But I trust Tibbs to tighten that up, and then with the depth that we have, also when we being exposed in that manner, we could just we do what we got to do, to be honest. So moving forward, man, Fournier still in that. It's interesting, man. If you watch the last one, I was saying Fournier is not being implemented in the way that I would preferably like. Still, second quarter, he wasn't being implemented. We at that point, I'm thinking that was the note I wrote. Second quarter, we need to figure this out fast. That's something we're gonna get back to. 34 points scored in the second quarter, but we also allowed the same amount. So this goes back to me when I said win the quarter. We're already down 11 after the first. If we tie up 34-34, we're still down those same 11 points because we didn't recover those 11 points. So you got to win the quarter, chip away at those points that they got. That's the thing. So we scored 34 points, which 34. That's something else that I also mentioned in the previous video, um, which I'll leave a link for. Um, but it was just we allowed the same amount of points. We could not stop the penetration at all. But let's keep going into it. So we still finished going into halftime, 11 points, uh, down 11 points. First half, only the young guys were on the good side of the plus minus. So this is Obi Toppin, this is Quickly, this is Grimes. I'll just leave that where it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but this uh, another thought that I had was this game was needed because you want to know how we can dig ourselves out of a hole. Still being that optimistic fan and thinking, yes, we can pull this out no matter how deep we are because we've seen these type of comeback games and we got to be optimistic that we could win every game, especially with the defense that we have. We tighten up and we clamp down on these people. The game could work in our favor moving forward. Uh, Taj Gibson to start the third quarter, man, he got into foul trouble again. Got his fifth, man, with like 7 minutes left in the third. It was just so Mitch back out there. Back to Fournier. Fournier, man, showed some signs of life. They began to you know, give him the ball more. So he was handling the ball at the top of the key. Definitely running some plays. So came off a screen, knocked that three down. You know what I'm saying? Top of the key. If if that's the only way you could get implemented right now, let's do it. So they went off screen, top of the key three, or a little bit off the top of the key, knocked down. Right next play, they set up a play for him, down screen RJ Barrett. It was a little fake curl. Then he went to the top and then got another screen, try to pull off the shot. This one was off, but you see that they started trying to implement him more. And but it's something that we need more of because this dude could shoot, and we haven't seen Fournier besides that first game. I don't think he touched double digits after that first initial game. So this is somebody that we need to constantly get moving and get open shots on the court. Like we cannot go without Fournier having a big role as far as the shots that he gets. So this is something that we got to work on. Their backcourt, man, was killing us. Aaron Holiday, Spencer Dinwiddie, Raul Neto. Shout out to Raul Neto, man. You man, this you look great out there, man. But they were just like I said before, constant penetration of the paint. We just could not stop them from getting into the paint. First, second, third quarter, man, it was just really tough, man. And for us, the offense got stagnant. It was a little bit of ISO ball for a little bit, and then one pass to the shot and miss, and just really tough. But Mitch was getting way more burn than expected for sure, and with no Nerlens, either one of the Sims, it the minutes kept going. The minutes kept going. So moving forward, Quick man is somebody who seems out of sync right now. Quick is I'm worried about Quick, and Quick is somebody like I called him a firecracker before. He's just one of those. He's a flamethrower. He's one of those people that we need to really go all for us, and we need to open him up for better shots. He's not the strongest to go bully his way in, so we need to get him in situations where he's more comfortable and taking shots that he's comfortable taking instead of forcing up shots just because you want to be effective. It's not being effective as of now. We haven't really seen anything too crazy from Quick, uh, which in a 4 game span last season, I would say I feel like that only happened maybe once. I don't think that happened too many times. You would always get a little hint from Quickly, not the 20-point burst sometimes that he would have, but even if it was like a little 8 points, 9 points, 10 points there, you would get something like that from Quick. But we're not seeing that right now. We're not getting too many of that. It's not looking good on as far as Quick goes. Tibbs got a tech, so you see the passion. A preseason game. It don't matter that it's preseason, man. We're gonna treat it like a regular season game. Uh, Mitch, man, he showed out for the first time that he got in 7 months. First game to play in 7 months. He looks phenomenal. He did a lot of things also that weren't on the stat sheet. It won't show up on the stat sheet, and that's some of the most valuable players. That's where they reside, like a PJ Tucker who just got a chip with the Bucks. They don't really show up on the stat sheet, but the things they do are just insurmountable. Like it's so great. It's just phenomenal for the team, and that's the type of time that Mitch was on. We got to see Obi and Randall play together, man, and it worked out beautiful, beautiful, man. The last lineup: Derrick Rose, Grimes, Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, and Julius Randle. Small ball, running them, man, and it was, woo, man. Yo, we got to go and cover some more stats. The fourth quarter, man, it was just we were on them. We hounded them, and that's the type of stuff that you want to see. So when we go to the box score, I'm sorry, not the box score, but we go to the summary, 40-23. So we won the quarter. We won the quarter. We ate up those 11 points. We beat them by 17. So we ate up them 11 points. add a little six up there, but we weren't down 11 going into the third. We probably down a little more actually. So winning the game by a buzzer beater, clearly. So, but we won the quarter for in great fashion. Um, but the team defense was lovely, man. The intensity, we got the regular season vibes out of that, man. It was just this is the type of game that you wish you was at the Garden for. The Knicks fans know what's up. You wish you was at the Garden for this, man. Even through a TV, you get that feeling, and it's nothing like New York Knicks basketball. Nothing like it, man. I promise you, it's nothing like New York Knicks basketball, especially when we're winning, man. My Grimes played, man, phenomenal defense on Neto because Kemba was getting Kemba was getting done up, pause, but like it was they were attacking Kemba. They were definitely attacking Kemba. Grimes came in and set a different tone for us, and it was great. He didn't do way too much on the stat sheet, like I said, 6, 6, and 2. But once again, you see that he can rebound the ball. He's not afraid to go over there and rebound with them, and he's kind of all over the stat sheet. He's doing everything. This might have been, and we had no Alec Burks today. So, but I'll leave that for a second. I'll get back to it. I got a hot take. Derrick Rose, man. I think his 3-point field goal percentage is going to rise this year. Mark my words, man. Derrick Rose field goal percentage is going to rise this year. The form looks great. The elevation is great. Maybe when the regular season goes and the legs, begin to get a little shaky, but at the same time with the depth, he doesn't have to play those many minutes like I constantly say over and over again because it's the facts. That elevation on the jump shot looks much more prettier than it did before. He's not. I don't think he's holding the jump shot for as long. It just and it's going in. It's going in at a phenomenal rate, and I love what I'm seeing, man. You couldn't write a better way for this to end. You know what I'm saying? We down 19. We down big, 19 at a certain point, and for us to come back, storm back with that defense that, like, okay, we might have lost out on Bullock and Payton, but we just, I mean, now you got a different look with a Grimes who can go on the other side too and hit some shots. You know what I'm saying? And Obi being able to play that center position with Julius at the 4, and they're comfortable. They're comfortable together in there blocking shots, playing defense. That's the stuff that we want to see when it comes to playing small ball, because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that, and this was a phenomenal sign for all Knicks fans to know that we, when teams are a little more agile, we can add a small ball lineup in there and still get rebounds, still play that intense defense and not lose out in any way, and still be able to be effective on the offensive end also. So it was just beautiful all the way around. But also I think our depth. The last thing I'm gonna leave you guys off with is the depth. I feel like in the early stages, it could be to our detriment. Our depth is so good that it could be to our detriment because you see in certain cases how do you implement a Fournier. It's just too many people to implement into the offense and get their shots and to get comfortable and for them to know their spots and to get into a rhythm with being in those spots and for it to just come second nature, to just know where I'm supposed to be on the court, no matter what lineup I'm with. And that's the thing that in the early stages, I would say the first 20 games may be to our detriment. I hope it's not, but I feel like that's the only thing that could really, really be to our detriment. And but other than that, this was a great game. They got what 5 days to rest up, man. They deserve it. Like great game. I was in here hype, man. I'll probably show y'all some footage of how hype I was after the game, after the buzzer beater, man. And it's classic. It's just we ready for Knicks basketball, man. This is gonna be a phenomenal season, man, and I'm glad that uh, I get to do this for the whole time, God willing, man. So thank you for being with me on the show, man. Those of you who join live, if you catch it after, man, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share with all your peoples, whether you're returning or you're new. Thank you, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. Another live stream, post game. You know how we do, man. Love, gratitude, positive attitude.